Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on euro currency. So, as usual, in the weekend report, we have considered recent data that we've got. A lot of data is gross domestic product, personal consumption expenditures, Jerome Powell statement, personal income. So, all these numbers actually have some tricky moments. Although the basic numbers haven't changed too much, but if you start digging inside, watching an accompaniments, for example, on the inflation data, you'll see some interesting moments. So this first. Second is actually where we stand at the eve of the bumpy month. So it will be negotiations with the Japan, Canada, European Union on the tariffs, Fed meeting by the end of the July, discussing of the big Fed bill of the Donald Trump, maybe even debt sale question will rise on the table. We will see. But even these things are enough to really get hot period for trading. We have expressed our opinion on all these subjects shortly, what we think will happen, how it could impact on the euro currency and in general on the trend performance here and some other things. So speaking about the short-term perspective, what we could do in the beginning of the week, here, guys, I see a confirmation of my doubts that euro currency has an ability for immediate upward run. So why I think so? Because if you take a look even on Friday, so we said euro currency could try to move slightly higher, but Friday was mostly become the inside session. This is not occasional. So here we have the rather solid resistance area. Don't forget that market stands strongly overbought on the monthly chart. Monthly overbought is not as strict as a daily one. So this is not some kind of the precise levels market push price down immediately. So how it usually happens here and here you can see. It's more flexible. But as soon as market is trying to penetrate it further, the pressure on the market increases. So the market could fluctuate around the achieved top and in some area around it, but the pressure is rising, and at some point it's become some vital pressure, so market start bounce down. So how it has happened actually here, although you could see that, for example, on the daily chart market was not overbought, but it was overbought on the monthly, and since it was standing in the monthly overbought significantly, its retracement by the end of the April has happened. So here it's also some worrying signs exist. First of all, at the price action on Friday. So you can see what we've got. Second is this is actually the target of the butterfly, and we haven't got any reaction yet. Now it's a big gathering of the events on the coming week. So market gradually comes to a discussion of the Donald Trump bill that should happen by the end of the week. We're coming to the payrolls. We're coming to the long holidays in the United States due to Independence Day. So after the holidays, immediately it will be the first stage of the negotiations on the tariffs. So before all these moments, investors could try to cut an exposure to the market. So together, technical and fundamental reasons might contract the market exposure. So investors could decide to book some profit and see what will happen, how the starting points of the negotiations will happen, something like this. So I'm not excluding the moderate pullback somewhere from these levels. Based on the daily chart, the first level that we could keep an eye on is approximately 115, 115.50. This is the lower border of this channel. It will be probably the overbought area somewhere, oversold area somewhere around first the fifth support here. And besides, it actually fits to some kind of the harmonic pullback inside of the channel, so it could happen. That's probably the first area to keep an eye on the daily chart. On the 4 time frame chart, we have some other confirmations that market things about the pullback. So take a look actually what has happened on Friday. I will just increase the scale to show you. That was a kind of the wash and rinse of the top. So market has returned back to the top, but it was not able to break it, and has formed two bearish grabbers on the top. The grabbers suggest there's actually minor patterns here. They just suggest taking out of these lows, but still it tells about downside action. So it means that here this might be local top, and market could show a bit moderate downside pullback, so deeper pullback that was happened previously. Don't forget also that as the treasury yields, as the dollar index also is coming to some important daily targets. So we talked about this on Friday. It's another cross-market reasons to suggest the retracement. Finally, on the hourly chart, we have the fake breakout of the triangle. Yes, we could reshape it in some flag and suggest that it's flag, but based on the performance on the 4-time frame chart, it tells that it's more like failure upside breakout rather than flag shape. Have divergence. So all this stuff together makes me stay aside on Monday from taking new long position. So based on the current situation, I would think that on the hourly chart, the first level to watch for 1650. Circumference support. This might be, if you treat it as a kind of the double top or something, that might be the target somewhere around 1640, 1650. So let's keep an eye on this level and then see what will happen around it, whether we'll get any patterns around it for possible taking long position or something. So if we will be correct on the retracement, it tells us that first point of this retracement will be around 1640, 1650. That's the conclusion that we could make right now. So in major conclusion, of course, that probably, at least by our opinion, that it's better to stay aside from the purchasing of the euro right on Monday.